Love your Advocacy, guys. Speaking here today, the Big Reshape. Here we go.
Joss,
Hi everyone,
welcome.
good evening, welcome everybody. I'm Joss Simmons, I'm from North London, Islington, and I'm in Jamaica. I am a teacher of love, and when I say teacher of love, I advocate for families and children via nannying. I have a childcare service that offers ad hoc love-led childcare, and I've also been able to teach love as a doula. So I'm a birthing partner. I support mums and dads via childbirth. Been nannying for 18 years next year. I've won a few awards for my love. But the biggest award thus far I've won is being able to relearn love, reaffirm masculinity, and really carve out a narrative that I want to live by as a man. Like silencing the South Sea my journey. And yeah, that's me, I'm Joss.
I'm George Turner. I run a charity just down the road called Kindness Community. We work with all young people, but we target disadvantaged young people, specifically 11 to 13-year-olds.
So, my experiences have shown me that, okay, I'm a nanny, that's what I do 5 days a week, I'm pushing bugs around London, on the bus, off the bus, libraries. Oh wow, you're doing a great job, you're a great dad. I'm just existing. Child in the buggy, reading the book, from their own, it's their own choice. I haven't done nothing. And that also shows you how low the bar is. So we're congratulating a man, and then you probably get it. That's just pushing the pram, that's not doing nothing much. And we don't congratulate mums, for example, for breastfeeding, giving birth, and just existing, having an identity as mum and a single woman. And I've realised how, because I'm now a man doing a role that predominantly was female orientated and kind of run by women, it's put me on a pedestal that I don't want to be on. And I only want to be seen as someone that's supporting children and families, because what I've learned, anyone in here that's got children, you just want good childcare. And that's whether it's male or female. Yeah. You might like the idea of a male because it's different and you're a very open-minded family, so you don't really care whether it's an Asian man or black. But predominantly you just want good childcare, which I know is hard to find. And in saying that, how we can then eradicate, or more so for me, dismantle patriarchy, because it's not an issue of money childcare, it's an issue of patriarchy. And the patriarchy, for me, stems from society pushing men to be leaders and protectors. So we all need a form of protection, love and nuance. This is why I say I teach love and reaffirm love, because when I now dig into my inner bell hooks, if you know who bell hooks is, what I've really learned from love is love has no agenda. And I put a video on my Instagram recently before I finish, and she specifically says men are taught love. Men are taught how to protect and provide and conquer and adhere to. And when you learn love, when you find someone to fall in love with, and when you mess it up. And then it's probably the third woman we meet and might have a successful marriage within brackets. And we're still struggling to find out what love is, because we was never taught to actually be passionate and love and be soft and be present. So that kind of underlyingly shows you where society is at with masculinity, where masculinity is still a conversation. Why is it a conversation? Because if we're so open to everyone living their own narrative, everyone should be okay to be any type of man, as long as they're keeping people, as long as they're a safe person, they're kind-hearted and they're down to earth. That's the 3 ticks in my book you should be trying to adhere to, not the gender-specific stuff, because emotions and love has no gender. Why I constantly stress about reaffirming what love is for me, love's at the base of everything. When you reaffirm and really relearn what love is to you and to others, you then approach stuff differently, when you realise love to George isn't a masculine issue, love to George is love. Love could be being seen and being heard and having a high five and being told you did a great job. Not expecting George to not be okay with being told he's not doing a great job because he's a guy. And then you realise that love has no gender, like I said before. And also the work on ego, it's a bit deeper rooted, I'm very spiritual. A lot of work on ego and identity is needed for just the masses, let alone younger generation, etc. So I think that we had and yet, like the work of identity and like being able to be okay with who you are, your worst, not just your best. Where, like, for example, one thing I've learned from loving in relationships and dating is being able to love someone at their worst, not when they get better. Because some of us are out here saying, you know what, I don't want to meet anyone yet because I'm not there yet. Where is there? Where are you going? Like, where are you going? Because you're also wanted for who you are, and a lot of us don't realise how great we are as the person we are on £4 an hour working in Costa, and we're valued from that £4 an hour. We just don't see it ourselves. So the self-value in yourself really needs to be reaffirmed. And having a village around can take the village to every child. And we are talking in said village one way or the other. Having a village that can reaffirm how amazing and how great you are, irregardless of your circumstances. And then that also then teaches you that you actually can be loved with less. Less is best. I can just add favour. It's so important why trauma-informed approach is relevant for all, not just early years, all the way up to university. A trauma-informed approach, for those of you that don't know, is an approach where you have where you support families and children that have trauma. So a soft approach, less judgmental, and an approach that has all your resources at hand. So regardless of whether I know you've got trauma or not, I'm approaching you like you need compassion, grace, and patience. And that's what then aids you to kind of formulate a safe space, grow from a safe space, and not get rid of said trauma, but face the trauma head first and hack it.
Unconditional positive regard, we call that in psychotherapeutic world.
Children need adults that are doing the work on themselves too, because said unhealed parents or teachers can also damage already damaged children. So we need to really try our best to heal therapy, do whatever work is what's needed in us, so we can therefore love from a place of non-survival, more love and living. Without love, we really are lost. And it really shows you that these kids that run down the village, I'm talking about right now because I have to, they actually are seeking love. But they're also guided by adults that lack love themselves. What are you doing, guys? Because we have to look at ourselves, look in the mirror. And this is why I'm so adamant that as adults do the work on ourselves before even stepping foot to support our children or the children we think need help, because kids will be kids. Obviously there's X, Y, and Z extenential where kids are now doing X, Y, and Z stuff they shouldn't do. But if we peel it back and look at the core, most of these kids lack resources, and the biggest resource you can have, like the resource that I give work, is love. And reaffirming what love looks like and finding out what do these kids in our local constituency see as love. Could be you just greeting them saying, yes big man, how are you? That lets him be seen. Then the conversation can extend from there to actually break down, okay, this is what love is, and when you are loved, this is what happens. Love actually gives you the tools to navigate serious and non-serious matters in a healthier way to get healthier outcomes, whether it be dating, finances, or everyday life. So like it really shows me that the Bell Hooks ethic of it's all about love and leading with love, and that's why our childcare approach is love-led, because children are the love that leads. And it's so imperative that we get that right, make mistakes but get it right second or third time, to really realise that these children don't need much apart from love. But it gets harder because these children have now been without love for 25, 35 years. So trying to love someone that doesn't know what it is going to be inevitable, but possible. These kids can be in a space now, be shy, lack identity, and revert to their phone and not speak and say, I'm not seeing guys. So that now said child will walk into a space that's a safe space for them and not have the collateral concept to speak up because the phone easier to revert into, and that child goes unheard and unseen. So whatever issues or positivity that child has to add to said safe space can't be seen because it's because of the phone, but it also said adults need to be vigilant and look at everyone with a graceful and compassionate eye, and look at every child as in they're in need of something. Not find it straight away, but approach every child like, hey, okay, this child needs love. Hey Jane, hey C, how are you? And just start a conversation. You don't have to dig too deep and ask them what's your trauma, but talk to them like you love them and like you care. That is going to the village, schools, nurseries, colleges, and putting leaflets and
or libraries.
Spokesperson in the school that's speaking up for it. Also, representation really matters where people in said spaces that children can see themselves in. Because on the back end of where do you find these resources, are these resources given by people that look like me, look like you? Exactly. For example, kids, like you would know, kids only really talk to people they think are cool or look like them, in whatever they think cool could be. Could you got a pink or blue jacket on? And the power of representation is having the right voices in these spaces. So having men that don't fit a certain narrative, so having men that fit different narratives in these spaces with these kids, and women too, because you might have a lot of children in your spaces that are from an LGBTQ background or background of non-binary when you're no longer adhere to a gender. As much as some of us that might confuse us, these children need to be seen and heard. Have we got enough resources and knowledge and adults in this space that these children can see themselves in to then be heard as well? And then we also know what resources are needed and where we now need to put these resources and also how we need to use these resources as well. So acknowledging our young leaders like Jan, where the question that you asked, evidence is here. We have a committee of adults and a teenager who's becoming an adult and is very eloquent in how she spoke, and is now, where she might not even realise it, is now a vocal voice for her youth, whether she likes it or not. And now having the rest of the youth them see it as well, and not seeing them as youth anymore, because you're now an adult now, you're on this panel with us, and how her voice is now as important as everyone else's. If I'm honest, it's probably more important, because this work is about the kids. If I was to choose my language, it's really about them. So why have we not got more of the counterparts up here and less of us up here? And if anything, we're consulting for them so they can then lead the narrative, and we're the back burner and we're doing the hard work so they can do the easier graph.
I think that's why teacher training is more important as well, because if the teachers get taught this training, they're the ones that's with us most of the time. So like we leave at 8 o'clock to get to school, come back home around 4. We're with the teachers most of the time. And I feel like, especially in primary school, I feel like the curriculum should kind of shift a little bit from focusing on less important things and then bringing in the more important things like the charity.
Absolutely, that's probably like the biggest system that needs to change is that, because it's disconnected realities of 90%, 99% of children.
And I think cultural currency, so learning the cultural currency of a language that these children can hear you and feel seen in the language you're using, aka like a love language that the children use, we use with them, and it works and it grows, and we're open to changing it. And at the back end questioning myself, because I think some of these children are here because of us. And the services that we're providing, are we providing the right said service for that individual child? Is that individual child's being met? And sometimes they're not, because we're so caught up on trying to do better, we've missed that this child's individual need of just wanting, maybe just wanting money to buy a blanket. And because we didn't hear them, we saw them and didn't hear them, it gets misconstrued, and the work that was needed to be done for said child isn't actually done. So cultural currency and having a language to adhere to with these youths and us, so we can meet them where they need to be met. They shouldn't be having to meet us.